Hi! Hi, welcome to our weekly hangout. We're back and we have some special guests. You might recognize them. Lauren and Toyota.
Hello.
John Diemer. From Hot for Food blog, and we had a wonderful article on wdish.com, and we thought we'd bring them in to talk about it and talk about vegan essentials. If you've been looking to try vegan or go vegan or incorporate some of that stuff in your diet, they're here to help us.
Or if you don't even know what vegan is,
Exactly.
we'll demystify it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also have Tiffany Astle here, our friend of Hot for Foods and all of us. So welcome to all of you guys. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, we're tweeting you and bringing you in real time using hashtag W Dish Hangout. So the guys at Hot for Food and Tiffany and all of us, we're going to answer your questions in real time. So please do tweet us. So I guess we'll start off. Let's talk about the article that you guys wrote this week. So they are vegan essentials, things that we need in our cupboards and fridge for a vegan or vegan-ish lifestyle. So what kind of tips or tricks or food products do you have in mind in this article?
Well, I feel like it's good because people get scared of the word vegan, and I think it's like you don't have to be vegan overnight and take out everything in your cupboard and replace it with these 10 things, but start incorporating these 10 things into what you're already doing and find new ways of using food, and that's what's going to kind of inspire you to make things healthier or, get yourself in the kitchen cooking. And we've actually started to convert our publicist Tiffany, so it can be done. Like at first we're like, maybe what we're saying is total nonsense, but it's not, because just being around us and telling her these things, telling her about these 10 ingredients, Tiffany started doing it herself. So yeah, I just want you to start trying. What did we have in there?
Coconut oil.
Coconut
That's
oil.
kind of
Everyone kind of is on the coconut oil train, but
it's this thing where it's don't throw everything in your fridge like we're saying, or in your pantry. Get the coconut oil, start using it, realize how much you use it, how much you like it, and then you start realizing that it becomes a substitute for so many other things that you never would have thought. So it's just about incorporating these things. Coconut oil was one of them. Kale, obviously. Then there's other ones that you may not have heard of, like coconut bacon, which is something that we have. Like
So good.
we
I
put it.
got really excited about that because I love bacon.
yeah, everyone loves bacon, and that's the thing. We get that like bacon is good and bacon has this taste, but what we're trying to say is you can accomplish that flavor and that texture and everything, but without kind of fatty bacon that you obviously know you shouldn't be eating.
What's better than bacon is on? Just like put bacon on everything. What's better than bacon is stuff that tastes like bacon and it's good for you, right?
Yeah.
It's not unhealthy. So
I love coconut too. So win-win.
yeah. What else is on?
We had nutritional yeast, which is a hard one.
Which is weird, yeah.
People think it's weird. It looks weird. It kind of smells weird, but it's a really good for you food. So if you aren't even eating meat, let's say you're not vegan but you're vegetarian, you're lacking B12 most likely. You're not getting it because you only get that from animal flesh, really. So nutritional yeast is actually a B12 supplement. So you don't have to think of it as like you're taking vitamins every day, but it does add a lot of flavor and thickness to sauces. We like putting it on popcorn as like sort of a cheesy topping. And you can use it in a lot of savory things. Like a lot of our recipes rely on nutritional yeast to bring kind of that cheesy or nutty flavor to them. So you'll see on hotforfoodblog.com, nutritional yeast is in everything. So just buy a bag and you will use it up if you start cooking this way. Yeah.
I thought it was cool that you guys put coconut oil in coffee. You said that changed the flavor or did something to it. Can you describe it?
People have been talking recently like oil pulling is like a big thing.
Yeah.
People are making toothpastes using coconut oil as a moisturizer. So it's kind of just that principle. It's a way to get coconut oil into your system, and it actually makes your coffee taste good. I find that I don't use chapstick or anything, but when I put coconut oil in my coffee, it kind of gives this oiliness, and then it gets on your lips when you're drinking it, and then your lips are, in the wintertime too, it's good because your lips
Which
get
you
dry.
can use coconut oil as, lip balm, moisturizer, and all these kinds of things, and putting it in your coffee. So one of the things when I started becoming vegan, I just started becoming more health conscious, and I was like, I have to stop putting milk in my coffee or cream in my coffee. And sometimes almond milk or soy milk doesn't quite do what you want it to in coffee, but when you put the coconut oil in, there are health benefits, but it actually thickens it in a weird way. and kind of is able to replace the sugar or the cream that you're putting in it. So try it. It's actually really good.
So those are a few of the products that were in the article, but for the full article, visit wdish.com. As you said, check out the health section of the site, and we have all of Hot for Food Blog's 10 items you need in your kitchen right now for a vegan or vegan-ish lifestyle. We have some tweets coming in through Twitter. So let's see. One person is asking, what do you do with frozen carrots? He's asking, he buys it often and he's unsure what to do with it.
Well, you know what? Buying frozen vegetables is totally fine for one thing, because all the nutritional value is flash frozen into the vegetables. So you don't have to worry about the fact, you don't have to think that they're not good for you. If you find fresh veggies go bad in your fridge, like just buy frozen one and use them when you want. But John,
what to do with them? It's kind of it's appropriate to ask this question because Super Bowl is this weekend, and we just made a cheese sauce with the base of it. Actually, believe it or not, like I actually couldn't believe it. It's carrots and potatoes, and so this is the base for this cheese sauce. And if you go to our Instagram or our blog, you'll see the recipe. We just made a video on YouTube where you can go check it out, and it's a cheeseless cheese sauce. For dipping nachos and that sort of thing, but the base is carrots and potatoes.
yeah, so keep those frozen carrots, and all you're gonna do is throw them in some boiling water with a potato that you're gonna cube up, and then you're gonna blend it with some other ingredients like nutritional yeast, as well as pickled jalapenos is really what it is, because this is like that orange queso cheese that you're gonna drizzle all over nachos, you're gonna put on chili or whatever. And the pickled jalapenos is what makes it that queso sauce, because it's got that zing, and you're using the brine from the jalapeno juice as well, and that's like really what it is. And it's like so creamy. Everyone is freaking out about this cheese sauce.
I'm truly right now.
She's making it today for a party.
It actually doesn't make sense. Like you look at the finished product and you're like, I mean, I get carrots are orange, so it kind of gives you that color, but like when we pour it over like it looks like cheese. It
tastes like
it's
cheese.
made from vegetables. It's insane.
So you've tried it out. It's on your blog.
It's on our blog.
We've actually
maybe
we made it.
Maybe you can share that with the W Dish
Yeah.
followers so that they can see.
For
We made it
sure.
a week ago, and I think we've eaten it almost once a day. So
And kids really like it. My friend's kid was just like not eating his other food and just dipping stuff into this cheese sauce. So if they won't eat their broccoli, put cheese sauce on it.
it's also vegetables.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
double hit
Sure.
veggies.
Caitlin, you have other questions, right?
Yeah, I have a question from Naomi Ann via Twitter, and she wants to know, what was the hardest part about going vegan? Sounds like there wasn't a hard part, but just see what you
Well,
want to say.
we were kind of talking to Tiffany actually on the way here. The hardest part is going out to eat. We live in Toronto, so there's lots of options for us here, but where you live, there may not be as many options. So it can be a little bit tricky going out, but a lot of places are starting to offer vegetarian and vegan options, but also going over to friends' houses, because nowadays everybody's got it. So it's not only just like, okay, I'm not eating dairy right now. Your friend's also allergic to nuts, and there's also the gluten-free. So there's so many people that have all of these different things they can or can't eat. So I know potlucks are very helpful if you're going to go over to eat at people's houses. Always suggest a potluck. Like I'll bring my own this, and then everybody can kind of share. But it's a good way to experience different kinds of cuisines and foods because people have different dietary restrictions.
But what it is that's difficult about that is just that when you're trying to do this and you really want to go vegan or vegetarian or experiment, is you get faced with all these social pitfalls. Like food is such a social activity that you start getting unmotivated to stick with whatever lifestyle change you're trying to make because of the pressure of other people. And that's the most difficult part to get over, is not carrying the fact that other people are judging what you're eating. Use those as opportunities to educate other people about food and health, as opposed to I remember feeling like I don't want to do this because I feel awkward at the dinner table having to decline food, or I feel weird bringing my own food and things like that. But you just kind of have to push through those situations, and the more you do it, the more comfortable it will be, and the more the people around you will be open to it as opposed to resistant. So just don't get caught up in that drama and feel like you should stick with the lifestyle.
Well, one thing we always say too is if you're going to be going vegan, you kind of have to know how to cook a little bit. Like you can't be the vegan that doesn't know how to cook, because you have to be proud. Like we're excited to go over to people's houses to eat and present them with these like guess what this is like. Guess what this is in here, because our food doesn't taste vegan. So we're excited to bring it and present it to people. So the hardest part about being vegan is you might be afraid of cooking, or you might be afraid of trying new things. You do have to learn how to cook a little bit. So maybe that's a hard thing.
So it's not a beginner.
It's not easy. You can't just go to the grocery store and pick up a frozen pizza or something. But now you can.
I mean, I think you can at the beginning if you just want to recognize that, oh, there are frozen pizzas that are vegan. Like there is that stuff available now, which is amazing. But you're also going to have to arm yourself with some other tools like cooking and do some research if you want to maintain it so that you can be healthy. Because you don't want to be walking around looking unhealthy and being like, vegan is the way, because no one will believe you if you look unhealthy or you're tired all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're running short on time, but we have a few more questions really quickly. Cauliflower, is it going to be the new kale, Jess Watson?
Is cauliflower the new kale? Well, cauliflower, I feel like already hit its trendy peak. Like we've been talking about cauliflower as the new kale for over a couple of years.
Yeah.
So the new kale, new cauliflower might actually be Brussels sprouts or artichokes.
Your favorite?
My favorite.
Yeah. I mean, all these vegetables that people used to go, ooh, and like push away at the dinner table are now the foods everyone wants to consume. And it's great because people are eating more vegetables, and also you're realizing these vegetables are hardy and can hold up to a lot of cooking and a lot of sauce and a lot of things to make them taste good. So it actually makes sense to use them. And cauliflower, we say it's very meaty. We make our cauliflower wings. They've tried them. They know. So stick with cauliflower, because if you still haven't used it, there's a lot of different ways to use it. Cauliflower crust, cauliflower risotto, cauliflower chicken wings, cauliflower steak.
It's a staple more than it is a trend now.
Yeah, it's not a trend. It's now a staple. Like kale was the trend, now it's a staple. Cauliflower was the trend, now it's a staple. The trend, I guess, is artichokes and Brussels sprouts because people are playing with them and figuring them out. We should deep fry or bake cauliflower nuggets. Brussels sprout nuggets and see what.
Oh, that might be good.
Yeah, Brussels nuggets.
So our last question: your favorite dish on Hot for Food blog?
Jeez.
Mine is the mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese is my favorite, and I still like cauliflower buffalo wings are the favorite of everyone. Like every time we check our analytics, everyone's looking at cauliflower buffalo wings because I guess people don't know about them.
Yeah.
Which is good. Everyone's getting turned on to them. So I think my favorite also is mac and cheese, but also this cheese sauce, nacho cheese sauce that we just made is my favorite. I feel like the newer thing is always my favorite because we surprise ourselves in the kitchen. Yeah.
Cheese sauce.
Basically, we're complimenting ourselves. Right?
And then cheese. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We have a lot more Hot for Food stuff on wdish.com in the coming months, and also a lot of Hot for Food stuff, of course, on your blog as well. So check back on our social channels. Follow Hot for Food blog. Follow W Dish. Yeah. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye.